You go ahead.
It's the lady at 46 South Road. 46 South Road.
With police security at an all-time high, tonight some disturbing questions about police safety. Undercover investigators telling the Eyewitness News investigators that their lives are unnecessarily being put in risk. They are talking now because of the murders last week of two undercover cops on Staten Island. The investigator Sarah Wallace here now with more on the story. Sir.
Well, Bill and Diana, every undercover officer knows theirs is a dangerous job, and they accept that. But many are now telling us the job is being made that much more dangerous by the NYPD's policies. Policies about equipment, about numbers to make the brass look good, and about inadequate staffing for buy-and-bust operations. This veteran detective was among those who rushed to the deadly scene on Staten Island after learning two fellow undercover officers had been shot in a buy-and-bust gone bad.
I was at the hospital and my heart was broken.
The reality is that maybe nothing would have saved those officers, but ever since that tragedy, we have been contacted by a number of detectives who claim that undercover officers are being placed in an unnecessarily dangerous position on a regular basis.
We're not doing this to be disrespectful in any type of way to deputies, undercovers, or to families. We're here to correct the problem that's been existing for years.
We spoke with a number of undercover cops who didn't know others were also coming forward.
The equipment is horrible. It doesn't work most of the time.
Last week, the police commissioner acknowledged the Kel transmitter worn by detectives Rodney Andrews and James Nemerin failed at a critical moment.
This is not unusual. They have low wattage.
This undercover remembers calling for help on his Kel when a drug buy in Brooklyn went sour.
These guys like fight down there. I'll call them, say, move it. On Kel, move it. You know, nothing.
Your Kel wasn't working?
Wasn't working at all.
Detectives we interviewed say they've complained about the faulty equipment for years. One undercover told us about a conversation he recorded with a supervisor at the old Brooklyn North facility 2.5 years ago. Undercovers also say there's dangerous pressure to make buys of guns and drugs to boost numbers. What does the pressure to get numbers make you do?
The pressure to get numbers eventually makes you put your safety in jeopardy. It makes you put your life at risk. The common phrase is used is no buy, meaning you go home, no overtime. You go in the extra mile, and the price that you may pay is your life.
Those who do speak out, like detective and former undercover Richard Tomeo, are labeled as disloyal and disgruntled.
It's not a blue wall of silence, it's a yellow wall of fear. The undercovers and members of the police department are afraid of the retaliation and intimidation that occurs in this job.
To us as undercovers, they tell us perform or you will feel our wrath. And our wrath could be a transfer to the furthest point away from your house.
For days, we tried to get the police commissioner to talk about the safety concerns raised by his undercover officers. He repeatedly made himself unavailable.
We fear that we were going to lose some undercovers. That's why we've been pushing the system for the longest. You know, we're on their side.
And then this toughest of street cops broke down and cried.
It hurts. I'm always trying to protect lives and save lives and do the right thing.
Undercovers also say they're often sent out without adequate backup. One told me he refused to make a certain gun buy because of a clear danger. The next day, the supervisor sent another undercover to make the same buy. The cop who stood his ground was punished. Bill, Diana?
Maybe some changes coming in, Sarah?
I think they are called for, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, we've got breaking news now. There are big